So we're going to begin with our median nerve. Now the median nerve, as we know about all nerves, starts in the brain, and it comes down through the arm and ends at these 3 fingers. So if you ever experience weak grip, or if you've ever injured any of these 3 fingers, or your wrist, or your elbow, or your shoulder, or your neck, then the median nerve could definitely be impacted by that. And before we begin, we want to know right away whether this is going to help us or not. And luckily, the nervous system is pretty quick. So our pre-assessment before our tensioning sequence is going to be a grip test. This is pretty easy. You can't mess this up. Squeeze your forearm as hard as you can. Give it a really good squeeze. Notice when you start to fatigue, and then let it go, okay? You might notice that your grip feels weak, or you might feel like, okay, it feels pretty strong. So let's go through the tensioning sequence, and then we'll retest. Begin by extending your elbow, nice and long. Fold at the wrist, so the fingertips or fingernails are towards the ceiling. Let the shoulder blade depress, meaning it's going to press down. And the last piece is to tilt the head away from the hand. It's like you're saying, go away. So this is the basic tensioning sequence. And from here, we're going to start our glides. So the fingertips are going to curl towards the knuckle and extend back out. Curl towards the knuckle and extend back out. Then we move up to the wrist. Bring the hand towards your body, and then stretch it away, towards the body, and away. And into the elbow. Bend at the elbow, straighten the arm out. Bend the elbow, straighten the arm out. Moving on to the shoulder. Because our shoulder blade is depressed, we're going to lift it and lower it. And you might even feel, again, you're at a 2 or 3. You're going to probably feel those nerves kind of feeling tense as we reach our final position, and then feeling pretty slack. Then our last piece is our head. It's going to come up to neutral, and then away from the fingers. And up, and away. Okay, now we can let all that go. And go ahead and retest. Grab your forearm, squeeze it. Squeeze it as hard as you can, and notice if that feels a lot more firm, if your grip strength has improved. This feels a lot stronger for me, personally. But again, it should be that fast. Now, we've created a lot of tension. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to slack that nerve. So curl the fingers up, hold onto your elbow, shrug your shoulder, and say night-night. Just kidding. This is the full slack of that median nerve. If you think of a rubber band, we stretched it, and now we're letting it slack completely. Let your head rest on your shoulder. And let that release. And again, we'll retest. Go ahead and give a big squeeze to your forearm, and notice if your strength is better, worse, or the same. Okay. Going through the second side, same cues. Begin with a long, straight elbow. Fold the wrist back so the fingertips are towards the ceiling. Shoulder blade goes down, and head pulls away. This is our tensioning sequence. And now we glide. Fingertips towards knuckles, and extend. Fingertips to knuckles, and extend. And moving into the wrist. And you might even notice that the tension decreases, even just as you do these. We move up into our elbow by bending at the elbow and pressing the hand away. Bending the elbow, pressing away. Then comes our shoulder. Lift the shoulder up and press it down. Up and down. We finish with the head coming up to neutral and tilting away to neutral and away. Okay, go ahead and release from that and give your forearm a big squeeze. And noticing if that feels stronger than it did before. Okay, then into our slacking sequence, curl the fingers in. We're pulling the elbow in, pulling the shoulder up. So if we think of that nerve lengthened and like an elastic, now we're shortening it all up. So curl the fingers in, shoulder comes to your ear comes to your shoulder. Say night-night. And then letting that soften, and release, retest. Give your forearm a big squeeze, and notice if that grip strength feels better or worse. Great. So that was our median nerve glide, and I hope you found some wonderful activation and strength from that.